You want a white nation? Build a white town.
And then organized. Some organized with like-minded people.
We're part of a living tradition that we can't lose.
We were up early this morning to go to a whites-only town in rural Arkansas. Eric, who runs the town, is all over social media. He's going on every YouTube and podcast, very prominent neo-Nazis and white supremacists and anti-Semites in the US. And they're letting CNN come visit them.
I think this is one of those things where it's like, yeah, let them have that, bro. It's Arkansas, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think anybody gives a fuck about this. It's Arkansas. Not only is it Arkansas, but it's also like it's just another town in Arkansas, like a whites only town in Arkansas. Wow. So you mean just another town in Arkansas? Got it. Like if they didn't build themselves as like a white only town in Arkansas, I think most people would just assume it's yet another one, you know?
And how many acres have you got here? Or
160.
pretty sizable.
Yeah. That is a pavilion, or will be a pavilion. Just a place to meet up.
What does somebody have to do, or what does somebody have to be to come live here?
You have to be someone who identifies with your European heritage and ancestry.
Right now there's about 40 or so people living here, give or take, but you tell me there's hundreds of people want to move here. Hundreds of people have applied.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
there are quite a few people waiting to be interviewed.
Yeah, any day now, bro. Any day. This is hilarious. I think let him do this shit, you know? Controversial opinion, but I think we should just like, if self-selecting racist white people want to off to a whites-only enclave that is in Arkansas, hello? Yeah, go right ahead, King. I love that shit, bro. Get the out of the big cities. Get the out of diverse neighborhoods. You know, if you want to self-banish, I'm taking it. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. And I'm saying, go ahead. You can fulfill all of your cousin desires in your little enclave, man. Hell yeah. It seems like a slippery slope, but I'm cool with it if it's going to be confined to rural Arkansas. I mean, I think so. Yeah. Because you can't get acres and acres of land anywhere else. You know what I mean? You have to kind of go to rural Arkansas. So it's basically the problem solves itself. Imagine endorsing sundown towns in the big 2-5. What about the people who have to travel through there? Can't believe you're endorsing sundown town. Travel through there? You're joking, right? You're you must be joking. Where? Not at all. Where are you going? Do you know where this place is? What are you talking about? It is literally so far away from any human life. If you live 10 miles away, you're under their jurisdiction. They can pull you over for bullshit. Brother, you are trying to imagine a world where these dumb fucks have any kind of emotion whatsoever. Is literally asking for bullshit to happen. I mean, I understand where you're coming from with the Sundown Town shit, but the problem with the Sundown Town is it literally is pre-existing towns. It's pre-existing towns that are designed not after the fact in bum nowhere. They are towns that are literally the only towns that are the points of humanity and points of civilization in between points of travel. This is like a little white supremacist enclave that has to be far removed from the rest of existence. Like, this is not even a town, by the way. There is no jurisdiction. There is nothing here. Yeah, it's Waco, exactly. It's basically self-exile until there is. Yeah, I don't think. Look, if it happens, then yes, you're right. If it's a municipality, sure. I don't think it's happening anytime soon, okay? I just don't believe that these dipshits have any motion whatsoever. This is a terrible take. Lamau, the rural South has a ton of black people. What do you mean? Some of the largest black population states in the country by percentage of southern states. Letting this stuff foment down there unaddressed is bad. The moment that this loser actually has any sort of motion is an entirely separate equation. I think you guys are trying to figure out a way in which this is wrong, which it is. It's wrong fundamentally. It's a white supremacist town that they're trying to build. Obviously, like, I take issue with it. But god damn, you guys don't have to be so fucking serious about this shit. This is the future the American Communist Party wants? Yes, exactly. I don't know if this shit is just let themselves exile, though. I think they have broader ambitions to assimilate wherever they do this bullshit. They're trying to set up communities in rural areas near me. Yeah, obviously, if it's like coming near your hometown. That's an entirely different equation. Who the wants there to be a Klan rally next door? The joke that I'm making is that they're literally in bumfuck Arkansas, hundreds of miles away from other humans. The entire point of sundown towns and how damaging it is because it's the only it's the only town with its own municipality, its own municipal structure, with its own cops, running water in a large stretch of road. This is not even a town to begin with, and it most likely will never become a town. Yeah, this is basically my Florida project, but people doing it on their own in Arkansas.
Refugees. Errol, how are you? Nice to meet you. Errol Langton, who had just moved to the US with his family. Could we get 2 of the breakfast sandwiches, please? You seem happy.
I'm very happy. Happier than I've been in a long time.
Yeah.
Less stressed as well. You know, anybody who knows me, the first thing that they do is, if they haven't seen me in a few months since leaving South Africa, is the first thing is, you're looking good. You're looking healthy. You're looking like you're getting on top of things.
Where you lived in South Africa, you and your family felt unsafe?
We are very nomadic. So we've lived in multiple locations as a family. And in multiple locations, I've had the same kind of sense of, I'm just waiting for something bad to happen.
Yeah.
And I've had bad things happen.
In 2003, Errol says he was stabbed 15 times in his home. He says the intruder was black, but he doesn't know if the attack was racially motivated. Is there a white genocide in South Africa?
I feel that's a little bit of a loaded question because genocide, the definition of genocide is such that you can interpret it any way you want. Do I believe there's a white genocide? Yes, I do. They want it to be a black country. And if that's not the definition of genocide, I don't know what is. Again, it's not always just about murdering. It's the term is eradication, by whatever means.
So how has the idea of white persecution in South Africa taken such a strong hold in the US?
I think one could say that a lot of the problems that we experience in South Africa today might be experienced by countries like America in the future.
A lot of it is down to this man, Ernst Roots, an Afrikaner who's made multiple trips to Washington, D.C. and has appeared all across conservative media.
Especially farmers in South Africa, white farmers in particular, when they would be tortured to death and it would receive very little news coverage, and that's unfortunately...
One of the lessons from South Africa is when white people or Westerners become a minority, the threats and the targeting doesn't stop, it becomes worse.
So you view this as a fight bigger than just for South Africa, it is for Western civilization.
We do believe that Western civilization is under threat. I think America should look to South Africa and be concerned.
How important has Donald Trump been for putting the Afrikaner issue on the world stage?
Well, he's been fundamental and he's played a very important role.
Death, 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 horrible death.
Roots' message has made it to the White House.
Excuse me, turn the lights down and just put this on, it's right behind you.
When President Trump showed videos of what he said was evidence of white persecution in South Africa.
Someone I used to be friends with when I was a kid believes this shit is so depressing. Oh my God. Sky News actually made a doc on the whites only community, 1.7 million views. All right, let's watch it.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture.
But this is built on a radical modern premise, made possible because of a new political and technological moment. One with strong ties to the most active far-right groups in the US. Instead of taking to the streets, they are building their own, for generations to come.
It's important for me to do this for my ancestors, my friends, my family, my children, my children's children.
But in this southern US state, people who have lived through segregation once fear it is returning.
Dude, it's so so crazy to me that you could just get this experience with running water and sewage in any American exurb or suburb, but the mere prospect of having like a black mailman is enough for these guys to literally escape to the mountains of Arkansas. Are you fucking kidding me? That is so wild. This level of white segregation already pretty much exists as a consequence of redlining. And these guys are like, nah, there might be randomly someone with melanin that I might encounter. Like, how sensitive are you? Jesus Christ.
For the last few years, I've been exploring how an ethno-nationalist movement has been organizing online.
This guy...
A network that aims to define...
This is the perfect journalist to send there. They're going to be like, oh, you're one of our own. Welcome. I mean, white people have been taught that no matter what they do, they will always be racist. I think that's why we are seeing things like this happen. Yeah, dude, totally. Yeah, white supremacy is a direct response to people saying white people are racist across the board. You're totally right. Come on, chatter. As I already explained, there are plenty of places that already have running water and sewage that are this racist and this racially segregated. These guys are extra. These guys are extra white supremacists. They're specifically trying to build a white supremacist enclave. Also, as a white person myself, I get told all the time that I am racially insensitive or I have blind spots. And I'm not just like any regular kind of white person. I am a white person that has spent the last 12 years of my professional media career criticizing white supremacy and educating people on white supremacy. And yet people still say that shit. What are you, some kind of pussy? What the fuck's wrong with you? You hear someone say, oh, all white people are racist, and you're like, oh, I guess I'll show them by becoming racist. Have some conviction. Have some courage. Have some intellectual honesty. I can't stand people that go, you've given me no choice but to become the racist you always suspected me of being.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture. Yeah, not just white, but white American.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, I mean, it's free association. So we're not...
What do you mean it's free association? Okay, so a black person can freely associate with you? It's kind of the opposite of free association, don't you think? It's so funny. See, he's still trying to be woke while being a Nazi. Is hilarious. There ain't no way this actually succeeds. There's just no shot.
160 acres taking shape, forest cleared, roads laid, cabins built. Around 40 people live here. Hundreds more from across the world have paid to be members.
We met here.
Oh, you met here? I guess he came here.
I met here on like day 3. So.
Yeah. Oh my God, what a story. It beats Tinder, doesn't it?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
David and Caitlin not only met here, they got
It
married.
beats Tinder, doesn't it? Is a brother, you are in a white supremacist enclave. This is a cult. That's crazy. What do you mean it beats Tinder?
They wouldn't be here without social media.
Somebody had posted a video of Eric.
Yeah.
I saw videos of them actually building stuff on
Oh my God, look at celery, carrot, the worst hamburger I've ever seen. Okay, it's over. Brother, you can't even make a good burger. Like, you can't even have a good grilling session. The is the point? You deserve to eat the shit burger for the rest of your goddamn life in your bumfuck white supremacist inbred enclave, dude. God damn, this shit is so ass, bro. Imagine being so racist. You moved to the mountains of Arkansas, bro. Holy shit. Destined for a lifetime of eating the worst food of all time. They're doing the Florida Project to themselves. I'll allow it.
land. I was like, oh man, I gotta come check this out.
And I figure if there's nothing else like this in the country, like it should at least exist.
Yeah.
Like, do people really think that we should never be able to choose our neighbors?
It wouldn't be controversial for any other racial group to do the same thing.
I think it'd be quite controversial.
Well, if you don't have rules.
Yeah, like this guy's gonna be like, oh, well, what about Chinatown? It's like, first of all, any sort of enclave of that sort was created as a matter of protection because there was also real harm being done. No such comparison exists with white people in a country like the United States of America, a white nation, okay? A nation founded through genocide of the indigenous population by white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. And even then, you can move to Chinatown. as a non-Chinese. Little Italy exists, and you can move there as a non-Italian. The difference, of course, is that not only are white people, or at least like, you know, people of European white heritage, are not being attacked or systematically eviscerated or harmed or bullied on the virtues of whiteness in a country like the United States of America, but also you have designed this little enclave specifically on the basis of exclusion, deliberate exclusion.
They're watching the news, which is telling you that white people are, you know, the cause of all your problems and all the ills of society, and suddenly, you know, your children are much less safe because there's a lot of violence, anti-white violence happening to white people and white children.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is mental illness. Oh, what are you saying, bro? This is like the incel school shooter that becomes an incel school shooter because they heard someone say all men are trash. Oh, stuff like this makes me think we really do need to regulate the internet better, I think. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. But like, goddamn, dude, we're just not responsible enough. We're not educated enough to be able to handle free flow of information, and specifically misinformation. He said white people are actually under attack, dude. Lobotomy, brother, the internet gave this guy a lobotomy already.
The group's logo, based on a Nordic rune, draws on that heritage. It is the PMA that the group believes makes this all legal. Once members have been vetted on ethnicity and other grounds, they can buy shares in the Limited Liability Company, or LLC.
That's got it.
Those
This is a
shares
scam. Okay, this is 100p a scam.
translate to acres of land that they can build on. Peter Seri is the brains behind the legal side of things.
Civil Rights Act is there for a reason, and this is a way around it.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll survive contact with the legal system, the courts, if it came to that?
Hopefully.
Do you think it's racist or not? Do you reject that term? Do you embrace it?
I don't know about that term. I mean, people use it in a lot of different ways. I'm sure there's a lot of people on the internet who would call me racist. I don't really know or care whether that term applies to me or not. Maybe.
Oh, wow. He's not automatically claiming he's not racist, you know? Yeah, we know, brother. We get it.
Yeah, I almost don't know what racist means anymore. Like it's, you call it racist.
There's a prejudice towards someone who's from a different ethnicity.
Well, actually, the modern definition of racism, according to critical race theory, all white people are racist automatically.
I don't know about all white people, but all white people at this commune definitely are racist because it's a whites-only, white supremacist enclave led by a guy who won't even say, I don't know about racism. I mean, maybe I'm a racist. Who knows? Why are people so upset about a bunch of folks LARPing in the forest? I mean, I'm not even upset. But I can't even make fun of them without someone putting words in my goddamn mouth. I mean, it's just a congregation of open neo-Nazis. You know what I mean? They're not just like Boy Scouts. They're also organizing around white supremacy. Let's be real. That's their leader? No, that's their legal mind. The legal scholar behind this all. Isn't this just racist Amish? Yes. That's what I was thinking as well. No, they're trying to do Amish shit, but they have no technical skills. Like, they have no skills in home building and shit like that. The Amish can build a mean home, you know what I mean? But yeah, they're basically the racist version of that. Actually, I don't know how racist the Amish are. The Amish are racist too, yeah. These guys are racist Amish without learning how to churn the butter. Also, I'm seeing a far larger number of men than women here, for the record.
It's a safe space for people of European ancestry.
It's exclusionary, it's sort of an attempt at segregation.
While the men labour at the roadside, the women of Return to the Land are at work too, looking after the 6 children who live and are homeschooled here full-time.
Oh no.
And they're preparing food for the weekly community
6 victims
dinner. The theme tonight, colonial.
I don't know, dinner's really important. I like feeding people, so I didn't want to put this off any longer than I already had.
Back in the day,
Ain't no way. Come on. No spices? For real? Are you actually?
when we
Come
first
on.
got
Spice
the
them
land
bad
here,
boys.
there
Please.
were only about 5 guys.
Oh my God. It's real. It's not even a joke. She's just not putting no spices on that.
My name's Allison, A-L-I-S-O-N. I'm 29.
Right.
And Caitlin, C-A-I-T-L-I-N, I'm 31.
I think people just have a large misunderstanding of what's happening here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the biggest mistake?
No, I think people totally understand what's going on. What do you mean? It's a white-only enclave, man. Designed by white supremacists. The fuck do you mean? What's the misunderstanding? She's gonna be like, well, we do put spices in our food. I mean, I use salt and pepper, for example.
It's a loving movement.
I mean, on that aspect of it being loving, I suppose the counter argument would be,
I don't understand. Like, why are they trying to wokeify white supremacy? Just wear it on your sleeve. I mean, you are wearing it on your chest. You got a Nordic rune on every. You got a Nordic rune that says whites only on every tree. What do you mean? No, it's a misunderstanding. We're actually woke. It's just funny because, like, I keep reiterating this, but it's Arkansas. It's Arkansas. There are already, it's like a sundown state for the most part. So the very fact that you were like, no, because there might be like some brown people around that you basically decided to self-exile to the mountainside, you're extra racist. Like, how is that possible? It doesn't make sense that you would just still be like, no, I'm actually not. We love everybody. Yeah, because they think leftist woke is making America fail. They're a white woke. Okay. My best friend's a comms director for an Arkansas House rep. He said that place is in Crawford's district and we make fun of him for it. Dude, even the racist Arkansas reps are making fun of these guys. Making fun of the reps for having these dudes in their district. That's awesome. They're like, we're the regular kind of racist, not whatever the fuck these guys are on. Is it going to be a Netflix documentary after they have their first commune shooter scenario? Oh, you mean a school shooting, a homeschool shooting? This is just white Zionism? Okay, unlike Israel, though, this is truly a land without people. Historic Palestine existed and there were people there. These guys chose the one plot of land where there is unironically no goddamn people. This holler was promised to them 300 years ago.
There's not a lot to show around here. I basically just have the whole pasture area.
Peter is unattached. This is his homestead. He's been on a journey. He told me he used to be a liberal, a hippie even.
The knife is a tool. It has to be very sharp in order to cut properly.
He founded a commune in Ecuador.
Oh, that makes sense as to why he was he was at least educated enough to get a law degree. Of course, he was a liberal and he went to college and he got a law degree. And then he did this like freak ass hippie commune shit already. And then somewhere along the road, he just snapped.
An intentional community based not on ethnicity, but veganism.
I can't begin to explain to you how this guy's vibes are, which I think is you know, something you can all see, right?
But he's also immersed in internet culture, someone who delights in provoking reactions, a troll. On the group chat on the messaging app Telegram, he's posted the numbers 1488. The 14 refers to the 14.
Oh, shit, dude. I couldn't figure out that this guy was a Nazi, but now that I've seen the 1488, I'm convinced. Yeah, he built a fucking whites-only commune, man.
And H is the 8th letter of the alphabet. So 88 means HH, which means Heil Hitler.
Because you put that in the Telegram, for instance. What does that mean when you place that in Telegram 1488?
Well, I use it as kind of like a funny comment throwback.
As part of that Nazi discussion, another frequent topic on the online chat is the Holocaust. Usually minimized, sometimes even mocked.
But the Holocaust, you know, stands as a unique crime in the history of
Well, that's your
humanity,
opinion.
really.
I think the Holodomor was much worse than the Holocaust. That's my opinion. I mean, we're allowed to have opinions.
Wow. Another double genocide liberal. You see why the double genocide theory oftentimes is advanced by Nazis? You just saw it in action. You just saw it in action. There's a whole ass Holocaust denying Nazi. Look at his little dumbass smirk.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can say they're both bad. The Holocaust was bad.
But do you know anything about the Holodomor?
Yeah, in Ukraine, the famine, I know a little bit about it. And I know it was awful too, and it's sort of deliberate. But we can also agree the Holocaust is bad.
Well, you know, we don't have to say that one was objectively worse than the other.
I'm not saying one. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, what is the Holocaust?
Wait, you said it. You said one was objectively worse than the other. Why are you getting back on that? You just said that, you know, the USSR was worse than the Nazis.
So basically all I'm saying is that I don't really see it as concerning that people are talking about Hitler when it's acceptable, it's publicly socially acceptable in the United States for leftists to support Chairman Mao.
It's quite difficult to agree on even the very bare minimum here.
Okay, wait, first of all, Holodomor and Chairman Mao? Really? Mao Zedong did Holodomor? Is that what the argument is? But yeah, I know this motherfucker is gonna watch this video now. This dude is 100p, a hate watcher, straight up. he don't got internet out there, I'm sure he figures it out somehow.
Pocahontas is the nearest town to the settlement. And hope means something different for Pat Johnson.
Hi, I'm Tom.
I'm Pat.
Oh, you're Pat. Lovely to meet you, Pat. How are you?
It was about 25 students that attended school here.
And the
on
whole
and
time,
off.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it's really tiny. And there you are.
Yes.
Second from bottom. How old are you in that photo?
I don't know. I think probably about 12 or 13.
This is the school she attended in the 1950s, a school for black children only, because she was not allowed to be educated with white people. Unlike the members of Return to the Land, she is Arkansas born and bred. For the first 15 years of her life, she lived under segregation.
We could not go to school together. We couldn't eat together. We couldn't do everyday things together. Each day that you leave your home, you were under rejection.
And Pat had hoped those days had gone.
When you hear things like that, it causes you to be fearful, and you don't know who to trust.
When I explain what Return to the Land is doing, just half an hour's drive away, she's not so sure. And in her eyes, there is one main reason for that.
And I feel like that's the change of, and I'm just going to say, I think it's the change of our presidency. That's what I'm going to say, because I feel like that's where the change is. It's allowing people to have the right to be open for hatred.
That may be a feeling, but it is also backed by the data. These are all the white supremacist incidents, demonstrations, leafleting, recruitment drives, meetups over the last 4 years in the US, tracked by ACLED, an organisation that monitors violent conflict and protest. Patriot Front is the most active white nationalist organisation in the US right now, according to ACLED. Its leader is Thomas Rousseau.
Foreign races have never successfully assimilated en masse into American culture.
Bro, you're not even a human. You're a hobbit. The f do you mean foreign races? How about foreign species, brother? Oh my God. Go back to the Shire, bitch. F you mean? Oh, I can't go on, Frodo looking ass. Bro, what the hell? Bro is finger painting size. That's crazy. He looks like he's too small to use a pencil.
Less than 50% of children born today in the US are white. I'm white, my kids are white. There is something to your background that informs who you are, your sense of identity, and we don't want that sense of identity being taken away from us involuntarily, so we're taking control.
How is that, like, how could that possibly be taken away from you involuntarily? Like what? The elusive Latina? Is that what's gonna happen? Like they're just gonna trick you? Like what do you... Whiteness is a socio-political construct designed around purity and its proximity to blackness. There can't be like a white genocide through miscegenation. It's not a real genocide. It's just people behaving as normal people do and just not being as racist as you. Like it just, when he says like, oh, we can't have the whiteness go away, it's like, okay. Like how is that gonna happen without enforcement? The only reason why there was some semblance of racial purity for a very long time is because of the exclusivity and the rules against miscegenation. It's such a funny concept because they made it up, right? Like whiteness is something that they made up and they designed it around purity. So when people don't want to believe this idiotic notion, now this made up concept is going away. It's like, yeah, no shit. Yeah, it's going away because you made it up to begin with. What's the problem? Everything in the world is made up. Okay, well, some made up concepts are good and helpful, like the passage of time and being able to contextualize it. And then some made up concepts are idiotic, like whiteness, designed around genetic purity, or a made up concept such as phrenology, scientific racism. This happens to be one of those made up concepts that's not only stupid, but also dangerous in its implementation. It was a violent inception to begin with, and it was so stupid that people were like, come on, man, give it a break. People fought back against it. People succeeded in dismantling this idiotic purity, this idiotic purity-based legal structure. So now they're worried that white people and black people, or white people and brown people, are hooking up. That's it. That's what their gripe is, because that's what this means.
We are forced to accept people into our neighborhoods, into our businesses, and into our lives who won't share our background, who won't share many of our cultural priors, even moral priors. We don't have a rule stating, if you have X amount of non-European ancestry, you're definitely out. In many cases, yeah, that would disqualify someone.
Were I to apply to the PMA and my views were different, I'd probably be allowed in. Do you think that's likely? I know it's a case-by-case basis, but just off the top of your head.
Yeah, possibly we would accept you in the PMA.
I don't understand white American culture, but you'd rather have me in that case. I just wonder, though, whether some people watching this, having heard all this intellectualizing, this rhetoric, would say, fine, but actually at heart, this is just, it is just prejudice, it is just bigotry, it is just lowest common denominator racism dressed up in these arguments.
And I would just question the moral frame. Why is it wrong to identify with your own people, want an integrated culture where you can be yourself?
Just to boil it down to what for you is the definition of racism?
Dude, small b and white supremacy is so crazy. Total cultural victory for the woke, I guess. That you got straight up Klansmen being like, oh, little old me. Excuse me. I mean, this is a place for preservation. Dude, you can go anywhere in America and there are places that are just as racist, It's so crazy. It's like, oh, well, us white people, we need a safe space. Really? Yeah, you got one. It's called the country club, Pretty much everywhere you go is a safe space for white people. I just don't, it's called Boston.
When I was a kid, I suppose I interpreted racism to be judging someone solely on the basis of their race. And is that a good or bad thing? I think this basic moral consensus treats it as automatically a bad thing without a lot of reflection.
Oh, he's saying I hate the moral consensus around racism being automatically disqualifying. Wow, I'm glad you learned better that racism's sometimes good.
This is my last day here, and before I go, I want to speak to John. Not a leader like Eric or Pete or Scott, but an acolyte, a young one and newly arrived. He's only been here a month.
It's just you have a community where you feel like you belong here. You have people you can talk to. I can't explain it. It's too beautiful. It's nice.
He'd been working on Scott's new house over the weekend. In return for his labour, he gets cheap rent. John dropped out of college, and he's worked jobs all over the United States.
Oh,
he's 26, younger than the leaders who are all in their 30s. If they are the recruiters, he is the perfect recruit. And for John, the primary motivation was...
Oh, brother, his ass dropped out of college because of anti-white racism.
To me, it's economical. It's an economic decision, right? And, everything
else. He's doing serfdom. They're doing racialized serfdom. Dude, white people love capitalism, bro. I swear to God. They're doing white slavery. Respect. Oh, I'm sorry. When the Ottomans were doing it, everybody was mad. All of a sudden, when other white people in America are doing it to other white people, boom, then it's fine. Is that what we're doing here? Everybody hated the Dev Shirman program when the Ottomans were doing it. They were real pissed off. How dare you? How dare you enslave the whites of the Balkans and elevate them to the highest rungs of Ottoman society? How dare you do such a thing? Meanwhile, this guy is literally just a straight up serf. Yeah, he still pays rent too. It's even funnier.
Yeah. But the main thing to me is cheap land. Everything else is a bonus.
You've got 2 levels here.
Yep. Got a loft up top, and this is the main area.
So living area down here. So it's quite comfy, right?
It is quite comfy. As for excluding people, I don't see it that way.
Bro, we can't even escape landlords by moving a fucking racist ass bum nowhere. Yeah, that's the craziest thing, dude. Being relegated to permanent renter status and as a serf in 160 acres of untabbed land is wild. Like, at no point did you realize, like, hey, motherfucker, let me build my own house in one of these plots. Nope. You're supposed to be a serf in racist land. That's awesome. You are such a loser, dude. You are so stupid. Like, you could have done this in every other formation. The whole point is that you're supposed to not be a peasant here, right? You're supposed to be a king in your own plot of land. Nope. Yeah, sidekick in your own dream type shit. Exactly.
There is one last thing before I go. A concert put on in honor of our visit.
This first piece that Peter and I are performing, it's called The Virginia Colonies by Fred Cooper. The English governor returned to take his place.
Eric himself takes this.
Stop. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Oh no. Oh, that's so bad. That is, oh brother. It's like, it's designed like a meme. What the ass food, terrible music, no joy in your life. You're literally a peasant. That guy is gonna shoot up the rest of the colony, I think.
This is a Baroque flute, also known as the German flute or the penny whistle. It was a very popular instrument in colonial America.
It's not easy to look tough with a flute, even if it's German. But the audience is rapt.
Would America be better as a white nation state?
Better in what sense?
Would you prefer, completely blank slate, America is just an ethnically white country?
I would probably feel more comfortable there because I'm white, and that's the way that this country was when my ancestors came here.
You also talk about Hitler in your videos a couple of times when you've talked about people are waiting around for a new Hitler to come.
Mm-hmm.
And you said he's not going to show up. You have to do the work for that Hitler to arrive.
Hitler is a very controversial historical figure. I think the mainstream view is one-sided. It's informed by World War II propaganda, but also the contrary position that Hitler did nothing wrong that many people online say, that's also a one-sided view. I think all historical figures are complex.
What's this guy's issue with Hitler? That he didn't kill enough? Is that what it is? Is that what he's going to say? He's like, people are wrong, actually. Hitler was too woke. This man is a Hitler centrist.
Dimensional. But when I say you're going to have to wait for that new Hitler to arise, I'm not saying you're going to have to wait for a new person to start a new Holocaust. I'm saying you're going to have to wait for a charismatic leader who's going to advocate for your interests, because that's how a lot of people see Hitler. I'm addressing how they think of Hitler, not my own view.
There are other PMAs, other bits of land that are going ahead.
Yeah, there are two other groups, actually three, organizing. One in Appalachia.
This is what Twitter Maoists think is the average American. They're not wrong. I always describe Hitler as charismatic first, then I stop. Yeah. No, that was what he was, that was the most important quality. I mean, what is the redeeming quality of Adolf Hitler in this guy's mind, I wonder? The guy who's running the whites-only enclave. What could he be saying? He didn't like Hitler because Hitler was 5'7"? I mean, half of these dudes are 5'7". He's like, no, Hitler killed Hitler. That wasn't good. That wasn't a good move.
I kind of want to ask you, after seeing this, do you think what we're doing is immoral?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Yeah. For me, it is morally objectionable. I think the way we've talked about it is, I don't think it is like a country club. That's the difference. I don't think this is sort of free association. I think you are depriving people of a fundamental right to housing. That's how I see this issue. And I think the reason I'm asking those questions about where it goes from here.
He's like, oh, I don't like this. When I saw your bald ass head, I thought, oh, fellow traveler. Now I'm starting to notice that maybe you weren't a skinhead. What the fuck?
And the Arkansas State Attorney General told us, "This is the first I've heard of these allegations. Racial discrimination has no place in Arkansas or any..."
That's a funny thing for the Arkansas Attorney General to say, dog. Come on. First time I've heard of it. Wait, what? You mean to tell me, wait a minute, they built another racialized whites only enclave in Arkansas? That's crazy. Here's the Attorney General Griffin declining to make Ethics Commission pick, citing unconstitutionality of the statute. I took an oath to uphold both the Arkansas and United States constitutions, which promise equality under the law regardless of race. Why is he saying that? Because he has to appoint a new member to the commission that he's refusing to do because the Arkansas Code annotated requires me to ensure that at least one member of a minority race serves on the commission. This requirement is racial discrimination, which is both wrong and unconstitutional. That's awesome.